It was the kind of final table moment that makes poker fans spit coffee and lean forward at the same time. The championship title, a life-changing trophy, and a 7-figure pay jump all on the line, and the player in the big blind called the all-in with 7-2 offsuit.
5-bet or open raising. Wow. Leon, the 7-deuce offsuit, all in for 100,000.
I was going to do that.
He has come to play.
This is that kind of game for sure.
Yes, the worst 2-card hand in Texas Hold'em, the one every coach calls fold pre-flop and never think about it again, suddenly sat center stage. If you love poker drama, smash like, hit subscribe, and drop 7-2 in the comments if you think this was insanity or genius. The stakes, what's on the line? This was the final hand of a major live tournament. 2 players left. The chip leader, a steely veteran known for tight aggression, and the short-stacked challenger, the one with a dream and one last shove to make.
You're right, you're right. Normally,
I have a hand this time.
Hold'em cash games are a little tamer, but
You think I
not
never
with
have
these
a hand
guys.
when raised, yeah? I have a hand? Wait.
Rob got cool here.
You show
He
me
looks-
one, I'll show you one.
The pay jump meant everything. Sponsor deals, a new lifestyle, and the kind of validation poker players chase for a lifetime. As the action tightened, the short stack shoved all in for about 20 big blinds. The chip leader snap called. The table buzzed. Everyone thought the confrontation was decisive, a classic shove versus call, a coin flip or a classic race. Then the dealer turned the challenger's cards face up for a moment of tense clarification. He'd shoved with ace of diamonds, jack of clubs. The snap call revealed the chip leader's face down holding 7 spades, 2 hearts. A hush. Then a nervous laugh. Then the live chat exploded. Somebody yelled, "You can't be serious!" The commentator stammered, "How did we get here?"
100,000 euros in the middle here.
I'd be scared calling the 600.
You can talk, it's all right. We're friends. Okay, give him it. Wow. Show me a back.
Show the black.
Can we see a black, please? I need to see a ball.
You fun with this card? Fucking chicken. You fun with this card? Yeah, chicken. You will lose.
7.
You will lose.
Oh!
Very crazy.
Leon wishing he could show the card now.
7-2.
You're going to call me? You must pay with if I go
Why 7-2 offsuit is the worst? Short primer. Before we get into the flop, let's level set for anyone new. In heads-up pre-flop matchups, 7-2 offsuit is historically the worst starting combination. No straight potential that's versatile, poor suit connectivity, and if a pair never hits, you usually lose to higher kickers. Coaches call it the walk of shame hand, so when a player calls or shows 7-2 at a high-stakes table, it immediately raises 3 questions. Did he misread the odds? Was he committing to a weird exploit? Or, the juiciest option, was this a deliberate ironclad read on his opponent? Spoiler, poker is more psychological than math sometimes, especially in finals. Pre-flop, the force of image and the gamble. Let's rewind 2 minutes. The chip leader, we'll call him Grayson, had been unassailably tight all day, folding more than most, but striking mercilessly when he acted. His table image was never bluffs without a reason. The short stack, Mason, had cultivated a reputation for desperation pushes, a player who shove calls light when he's short and will gamble. When Mason shoved, the table expected a fold or a call with a real hand. Grayson looked at the action and at Mason, the way he shoved, the way he tapped chips, that subtle tilt in his eyes from fatigue, and made a lightning decision. Call. Not as a mistake, but as a statement.
200,000.
Number 7-deuce, so we might lean Rob more towards a call.
See, I can fold this hand.
Yeah, if Leon had a big pair, he might give Rob the option to turn a card over.
€100,000 in the middle here.
I'd be scared calling the 600.
You can talk, it's all right. We're friends.
Grayson's range in that spot could include bluff catchers, big pairs, and blockers. His call with 7-2 was a vantage point decision. He believed Mason's shove range was polar, either carts of marginal hands or a pure bluff, and that monetary and image pressure made the shove slightly looser than it looked, so the crowd gasped when Grayson turned 7 spades 2 hearts. But in his head, the call had an internal logic: exploit the short stacker's desperation, seize the fold equity that would appear post-flop, and maybe win a title on nerves alone. It was risky, it was live, it was very, very on brand for final table theater. The flop, a miracle or a collapse. The dealer burned and turned the flop. 2 clubs, 7 diamonds, queen spades. The table exploded. Grayson had flopped 2 pair, 7s and 2s, the absolute miracle for 7-2. Mason, who held ace of diamonds, jack of clubs, looked hollow. From being a favorite pre-flop, he suddenly sat behind. The dynamics of the tournament shifted in a heartbeat. What looked like a desperate shove had turned into a potential double-up for the chip leader. The camera zoomed in on Grayson's steely eyes. He smiled, almost without realizing it, the smile of a man who just dodged a bullet and pulled the trigger on destiny. The crowd roared, the commentators screeched. Some called it the poker version of lightning striking twice.
Okay, give him it. Wow. Show me a bad
Show the
bluff. Can I see a bluff, please? I need to see a bluff.
You fuck with this card?
Yeah,
fucking chicken. You fuck with this card? I don't want to see a chicken. You will lose.
7.
You will lose.
Well, unless you can get show the card now.
7-2.
Yeah.
You're gonna call me?
You must pay with S.
Now, the moment of truth. Grayson looks at Mason, at the camera lights, at the rail. He sees the short stack's fingers trembling. He hears the announcer's breath. He knows the math. Calling risks his entire stack and the championship. But he also reads desperation. He smells a shove range that contains a lot of bluffs and worse pairs. With a steady hand, Grayson calls. The table erupts. He shows 7-2. Mason flips AJ. It's a textbook hero call, or a lunatic one depending on your posture toward risk. Closing reflection, risk, reward, and the theater of poker. This hand will live in poker lore not because it was correct in a vacuum, but because it captures the sport at its most human. Risk, intuition, theater, and the delicious cruelty of variance. Grayson's 7-2 call wasn't textbook. It was a lived calculation, a gamble on reads and psychology that the cards ultimately rewarded. That's poker's beauty and danger. Great courage sometimes becomes legend, and sometimes it becomes ruin. If this finish gave you chills, smash like, drop 7-2 in the comments, and tell us whether you'd have called or folded, and subscribe for more final table thrillers. Share this with a friend who needs to see the limits of standard strategy and the moments when poker feeds your soul. Whether you play small stakes home games or dream of televised glory, remember, poker is a game of math and people. Master both, and you'll turn improbable hands into lessons rather than surprises. See you at the tables.